We had managers sacked in the Prem and Serie A.
Bayern are still bullying their way through Germany, and the top of Spain is getting better and better by the week. All of this and more on this episode 99. Holy crap. Of the No Business Soccer Podcast. Snooze, kick us off.
Let's dig in. Oh, yeah, baby. 99. That's crazy. Welcome back to the No Business Soccer Podcast. I'm your host, Snooze, and we're here with almost the full fam. Of course, we have Brainiac J fam. He's actually on the ones and twos today, and we'll see Danny P. He'll probably pop in here in a little bit. Right, Vic? Maybe. But anyway, nobody's here to see him. We're all here to see our boy, Hype Man Vic. What you sipping on, dog?
Well, as you know, Halloween just ended, and you know what that means. You know what season it is. Right? What
Christmas?
Is this news? That is right. It is Christmas season. Screw Thanksgiving. So I have a Christmas beer. It's Samuel Smith's Christmas Ale. You can see it. It's basically like it's basically like Thanksgiving spices, but it's just like, I guess, darker. I don't really know, but I always have some good old Christmas beer whenever the time comes around, a little winter beer. And this is like really good. You can taste like nutmeg and stuff in it, and it's a dark ale. It's awesome. So
I don't like that you disrespected Thanksgiving like that, but I appreciate the sentiment. You know, a good winter lager is always fun.
I know a good 25% of America already has their Christmas tree up already, so that's the reason I know it's like already Christmas season. And I think they already released Mariah Carey. She's already singing. So
I always think that Christmas starts whenever the radio station has the dedicated Christmas station out, like that's to me that is when it starts. And sometimes that starts really early, like it might be on now. I have no idea. My wife she's all about it, man. It's like nonstop. As soon as it comes on from like November, whatever, what is it, the 3rd right now? Like it's probably going to come on the next week. She's going to listen to that all the way through Christmas. It's insane.
We both
and it's awesome. Oh, you too. You're like you're big Christmas head.
I love it.
That.
Yeah, the hustle and bustle. I like going to stores whenever it's all busy and packed and cold. And
what is wrong with you?
I love it, dude. Yeah, I love it.
All of this stuff is not stuff that sounds fun.
Anyway,
but hey, more power to you, though. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
But we have a loaded show for you today. Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, the Prem all had matches. We're going to be covering those all. We're going to be covering the upcoming UEFA competitions at the end of the show. But before we get into Europe, we have to start here, unfortunately. Boots on the ground in Austin, Texas for the last time this season. And the Austin FC Minute.
Yes, and that will do it. Austin FC's season is officially over as they got handled at home 4-1 against LAFC. Honestly, we didn't look terrible, but you can tell LAFC can finish and
just
Austin
level.
Could not.
Just a different level, man.
Just a different level, and we're not quite there yet. But we had a block penalty. Mirto Ozuni had his penalty blocked. We missed inside the box. There was another goal called back on an offside, and all in all, we just did not play good enough, and there's not much more you can say about it. That's
I wouldn't say that he was even a blocked penalty for Ozuni. He like passed it to the guy. He was like, "Hey, have this." Oh, it's so bad
all the time. And
I don't know if it was just. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for those of you who were not there, the fans know Ozuni should not be taking penalties because there was a groan when he had the ball. And then on the second penalty we had when Pereira scored, whenever he handled the ball to Pereira, the crowd was cheering. They're like, "Yeah, let's go!"
Yes, that's what we needed.
Exactly. We know this. Coach Estevez, you should know this. And speaking of Coach,
don't let him do it. Don't let him do it.
I know. Speaking of Coach Nico, this is our first offseason we have with Coach Nico going into an offseason anyway. Hopefully we can find a certified finisher. He can cook with Roto. I think the main point and one thing I want to touch on just before, I don't know how many of these Austin FC minutes we're going to have, maybe just on some big news. This would be kind of a prequel to that big news. I might be mistaken, but there was talk about going on loan to PSV, and I believe a year or two back. But this year, it's actually the French League Brest is reportedly interested in Little Wolfie. So as much as it pains me to say this, he will most assuredly not be on the team next year. He's probably going to go on loan. He's already talked about interest in playing in Europe, and he's obviously our best player. He's young. He's 20, 21 years old, has a lot of talent and future promise. So he, as much as it pains for me to say it again, he needs to go play in Europe. He needs to go get that experience.
He does.
And get that. And he will probably be on our national team someday. So good luck to you. Well, if he ever does that. And that's your Austin FC minute.
Damn,
we'll come back if we have some other good news. Yeah.
All I can think of is like, I can't wait to see Brest now, like that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And they're going to be big too. Like it's going to
be, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be big if they sign him. Before we get off, because I never really chime in. I kind of let you take the reins here, but I have to get my piece in this time because it's the last one. I was talking to my father, who I went to the game with, and we watched the whole thing, and we were kind of, we were recapping on the way home. We took the train, and he was like, "Man, this kind of sucks that it ends this way." And I was like, "Yeah, but Dad, this season we lost the coach, we lost Driussi, and a lot of other players who had been on the team for a while that were, bit part players, but still, we brought in so many new people. Like, we haven't had a season this good in a while, and it wasn't that good, which tells me that, knock on wood, hopefully it's better. Uzuni, he doesn't have to stay. Like, he's fine, but they need, like you said, a certified goal scorer. And if we get that, I think we have all the other pieces. Obviously, if Wolfie goes, then it's we got to start looking at other positions. But, anyway, that was it. Like, I don't know what your expectations were for the season. Mine, though, pretty low compared to what we had. And, so overall, not the best season, but definitely a building block. Okay.
Could have been worse.
Okay. Well, we're 8 minutes in, so let's stop our Austin FC minute there, and let's go straight in to Italy.
Let's do it then. To Serie A.
We have a couple of news and notes. Well, actually, just one piece of news to get into before we jump into the top matches and headlines and the recap for the match day. First things first, Patrick Vieira was sacked or left, not clear on the semantics exactly, but he is no longer the manager of Genoa either way. Daniele De Rossi is the leading candidate to take the position, and you'll remember him by his short stint as the manager for Roma. Obviously, he's a Roma legend, but he managed them for about, I think it was like 7 or 8 matches at the beginning of last season. And that was before, I want to say it was Igor Tudor took over. I think it was him. And then he got sacked, and then it was our boy Claudio Ranieri that kind of wrangled that team in at the end of the season. But anyway, De Rossi was there for a bit, and so that's where he's been. I'm not sure if he's had a managerial role since then, but either way, Patrick Vieira, I've said it for the past couple weeks on this podcast that he didn't have that much of a leash left, and it sounds like he's finally gone. Well, it's not sound like he is finally gone. It's just up in the air on who is going to replace him. Okay, I think that's it, Vic.
All right, well, let's get into the other top matches and headlines for Serie A match day 10 before we go into all the matches. And we will start with number 1, Milan win a close one.
We had a blocked penalty for Roma and a ton of missed chances for Milan. Pavlovic gets the winning goal, but if Fofana and Leao had a little more poise in front of goal, this one wouldn't have even been close. But it's still a clean sheet and 3 points for Milan.
Yeah, it was unfortunately, I missed that game. I was trying to watch that game, but didn't get to it. It was 1-0. I don't think it was very much missed, but
there's not a lot of goals between these or any match with Roma, really. But I think I've been seeing a lot about Pulisic not having a good rapport, I guess we'll call it, with Milan as well. So I don't know what's going to go on there. But every other shot or every other big play, we'll call it, was coming from Milan, and they hit the post a lot. And it just Roma, they were getting blown out without the actual scores happening. So,
well, we'll see what happens. We'll move on to number 2, Fiorentina. Fiorentina are falling.
Fiorentina's 1-0 loss to Lecce all but assures that Pioli will be sacked as they sit bottom of the table without a single win in Serie A through 10 matches. This is their worst start to a season in their history, and while nothing has been announced just yet, the rumors are that Pioli's departure is imminent as the board has met with him. I believe they're just trying to figure out how the payment structure is going to go, because if you don't know, managers, even when they're sacked, they still got to get paid. They signed those contracts. So I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Like, yo, you sucked. Do we really have to pay you all this money? And if I was him, I would be like, yeah, you do have to do it. So that sucks for our Fiorentina. Crazy. It's just not fun, man. They are usually, I wouldn't say they're one of the better teams, but they're one of the bigger teams for sure in Italy. And to see them bottom of the table, it's insane.
Our Fiorentina, man, get it together. But those are your top matches and headlines for Serie A Match Day 10. And let's go ahead and just get into the matches. And it all started on Saturday as Udinese are able to jump Atalanta in the table as they get a 1-0 win at home.
Atalanta's run of draws comes to an end, and it's with Udinese getting their second home win in a row. It's bad news for Atalanta as they fall to mid-table and are in a serious funk.
Our next matchup helped everyone else except themselves as Napoli and Como fight to a 0-0 draw.
It's another draw for Como, and this one I'm sure they'll take with no issues. Well, maybe one issue, and the fact of the matter is the issue was Alvaro Morata stepping up to take a penalty for Como, and it was blocked by none other than our dude Milinkovic-Savic, which, I mean, can you blame him? The dude's a brick wall. Other than that, though, not a ton in this one.
And we ended Saturday with Juve getting a 2-1 win on the road against Cremonese.
Cremonese lost, and yes, it's 2 wins in a row for Juve after sacking Tudor. But the highlight from the game was Jamie Vardy's goal in classic Vardy fashion. It's a long ball counterattack that he's able to get past the last defender and slot it home past the keeper. What a goal, and it's just too bad they couldn't pull through with another goal to get the point. But, you know, it is what it is. Great goal either way.
And Sunday started with Inter keeping pressure on the top as they limp out of Verona with a 2-1 win.
Inter barely make it out alive in Verona with the stoppage time own goal. The difference in this one, it was a sloppy game due to the rainstorm that came down virtually the entire match. And I say rainstorm, I mean, it was pouring down. But hey, champions find a way.
And our next matchup had teams that would have loved 3 points, but Torino and Pisa are glad to get a point apiece as they fight to a 2-2 draw.
Torino dropped points at home to Pisa, but they're still unbeaten in the last 5 matches. With this draw, Pisa have gotten themselves out of the relegation scrap for the moment as they've drawn 4 straight, which, hey, I mean, a win is or 3 draws is essentially a win. So, you know, 4 straight. Hey, yeah. All right, cool.
Mathematically, that's a win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we continue our Sunday as the Milkmen of Lecce get a 1-0 win and send our Fiorentina to the bottom of the table.
Yeah, as we mentioned it just not a good time for Fiorentina, who could not get it done at home. And I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but it was a home match against a very poor Lecce side who only had won once this season. Things are really starting to get ugly in Florence, and like I said, I expect to hear about changes coming very soon.
Our next match had Bologna handling business on the road with a 3-1 win against Parma.
Parma lose this match at home, but they were pushing Bologna and actually played well and could have a couple more goals with a little bit better luck. But that all changed after they went down to 10 men. Castro gets a brace. Miranda chips in with the goal as well. Well done, Bologna. What a win.
And we ended Sunday with Milan getting a 1-0 win against Roma and puts Milan in the number 2 spot on the table.
Milan and Roma looked fairly similar in the stat line, with Roma having the more dominant share of possession, but watching the match, it did not feel that way, at least not to me. It was pretty one-sided with the best chances coming to Milan, as we mentioned a second ago. They just couldn't convert them, and it's another match and another Roma performance where they struggle to score goals. They were doing well when they got up early, or they do well when they get up early, I guess we should say. But so far, I have no confidence in any match that they go down in. They're 4th in the table still, so obviously they're doing something right, but it just doesn't feel like a Gasparini side just yet.
And then we moved on to Monday, and our Monday night doubleheader started with Genoa getting a much-needed 3 points with a 2-1 win against Sassuolo.
Genoa came into the match in turmoil with no manager and no wins, and they leave this match with their first win of the year with the stoppage time header by Ostergaard, and the traveling fans went wild, as did the players and the coaches on the pitch. What a win for Genoa.
And our final game of Serie A Matchday 10 ended with the other stomping rounds of ours, Lazio getting a 2-0 win at home against Cagliari.
Lazio get a win in front of their home fans, and it was much needed to get them feeling like themselves again. We need to see more of this. Our Lazio team has looked completely out of sorts, and now hopefully we can start to buoy and get back up that table.
That's right, and those are your matches for Serie A Matchday 10. Speaking of table, I don't know, we have the table. Do we have the table? We can go ahead and bring it up just to show you guys what it looks like for Serie A. There we go. And, of course, you have your reigning, defending Napoli Serie A champions on top with 22 points, followed by Inter with 21 points. I'm sure I just pissed off a lot of people. And behind them is Milan, also with 21 points. And deadlocked with them also is Roma, rounding out our top four with 21 points as well. And then tickling our top four is Bologna, sitting in that Europa League spot with 18 points. And if we look at the bottom of the table, you'll see Genoa in the 18th spot. They have 6 measly points. First team to be eliminated if the season, or relegated if the season ended today. Behind them is Hellas Verona with 5 points. And then our Fiorentina holding up the rest of the table in the 20th spot with 4 measly points. Not looking good for them. And what a lock on the top. It's getting fun up top. The top 4.
That is crazy, right?
1 point across. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah,
Man,
those other ones are fighting to get up there, but
it's I mean, Pisa's not in the bottom 3 anymore, but it's crazy to see like 3 teams that were in the league last year are in the bottom, meaning that all 3 of the promoted sides are currently not in the top. I mean, Pisa, like we said, they're doing a little bit better now, but just not used to seeing that a lot. Either way, though, great fun. This was the most interesting league last season as well, all the way to the end. So hopefully it stays this way.
Yeah, looks like it's going for round 2. We'll see what happens.
Fun holiday season. Okay. Well, let's move it right along. Let's go to Germany.
Let's do it then to Bundesliga.
No big notes or anything to talk about for the Bundesliga. Really. I mean, there's a lot of there were some good matches that we're going to talk about, obviously, but no coaches being sacked yet. Not that I saw anyway, unless something came across and didn't come across my desk. But we had some good matchups this weekend though. I was impressed with the Bundesliga.
Well, let's go ahead and dive into it, and we'll give you your No Business Soccer podcast, top matches and headlines for Bundesliga Matchday 9. And it starts with number 1, Leipzig winning big at home.
Stuttgart put up a fight, but it was their own mistakes that led to their downfall as Leipzig keep on rolling. If they hadn't lost 6-0 to Bayern, I would say they were genuine title challengers, but for now, they're clearly the best of the rest.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really challenging for that title. It's been so crazy how they've just manhandled. I'm talking about Bayern Munich. They've manhandled everybody else, even in the top spots there for those Champions League spots. It's pretty crazy. But
the only team
play the games for a reason, man.
Yet. Stuttgart's the only one they hadn't beaten yet, and they just lost to Leipzig. So, it just, I mean, yes, you can't do those types of, they call them football maths, but still, just because Stuttgart got beat by Leipzig doesn't mean that Bayern's going to beat them. But when Bayern beats Leipzig 6-0, I think they have their number. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, we're already talking about Bayern, so let's keep on talking about them because they got the win this past weekend, and it was no Kane, no problem.
Before this matchup, we said that Leverkusen might be the last team to stand between Bayern and the title. Well, a 3-0 to Bayern says otherwise, and Company even rotated his side with the Champions League matchup with PSG on the horizon. We'll talk about this one a little bit more.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Crazy match, though.
Yeah, crazy match. Let's just go ahead and get into match day 9 for Bundesliga, and it started on Friday, match day 9, as Borussia Dortmund getting a 1-0 win on the road against Augsburg.
Dortmund had a harder time getting past Augsburg than I thought that they would, but they end with a 1-0 thanks to Girossi, and it's 3 points and a clean sheet. Can't be too mad about that.
And then we move on to Saturday, and Saturday started with Leipzig getting a statement 3-1 win against Stuttgart.
An own goal, a great goal by Diamandi, and a keeper mistake led to a 3-1 loss for Stuttgart. And Leipzig continue to soar. Take away the stupid keeper mistake and the own goal. When I say stupid keeper mistake, like he was trying to pass it out like around a player. I don't know. It was weird. Basically just went right to a defender, the offensive player on that side in his own box. Scores it, and it's just bad. But either way, this game would have been much closer without the mistakes that Leipzig or that Stuttgart put on themselves. The teams didn't look that far apart, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but still, man, this was a sharper Leipzig on the day, but I don't believe that they're that much better of a team.
Well, and then Saturday continued with Heidenheim and Frankfurt getting a goal apiece, a point apiece as they draw 1-1.
Frankfurt needed the win this one, and they just couldn't get it over the line. But it's a great point for Double H, who, despite this result, are still sitting bottom of the table, and they'll take any points they can get.
And we continue on as our mid-table matchup between Union Berlin and Freiburg ends in a 0-0 draw.
It ends 0-0, but 2 goals were called off due to VAR intervention, one for a handball and the other for a foul. What can you do?
And our next match is the third draw in a row as Mainz and Werder Bremen draw 1-1.
Mainz were so close to getting their first win in a while, but they had to settle for a point after Jens Stay hit a perfect volley in the 86th minute. It ends up in the back of the net and leaves Mainz still searching for that second win.
And then to wash the taste of draws out of everyone's mouth, we have Mönchengladbach that's stomping on St. Pauli with a 4-0 win.
Either St. Pauli are absolutely terrible or Gladbach has come back from the dead, because Gladbach easily ran through St. Pauli, and this was just not the same Gladbach we'd seen all season. It's now 6 losses in a row in the Bundesliga for St. Pauli.
And to end our Saturday, we had the reigning, defending Bundesliga champions continue to show they are a class above as they get the 3-0 win against Leverkusen.
Another game, another win for Bayern as they continue to dominate the Bundesliga. And as I mentioned, Company rotated his squad with the upcoming Champions League match with PSG in mind, meaning that Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, Michael Olise, and Dayot Upamecano all started on the bench in this one, and it did not matter as Serge Gnabry and Nicholas Jackson did the scoring before the third came from an own goal. It just crowned the kings of Germany already. It's not even going to be close.
And Sunday football started with our cute little mascot handing out a cute little ass whooping as they beat Hamburg 4-1.
Cologne got a much-needed win over their fellow promoted side, Hamburg, and it's 3 goals to go with 3 points. Hamburg were only down a goal, or it's 4 goals to go with 3 points. Sorry, I don't know why I read that wrong. Hamburg were only down a goal before going down to 9 men in the 83rd minute, and of course, Cologne took advantage, banging in 2 more goals in stoppage time to make it 4-1 with the decisive victory. But yeah, you can't go down to 9 men and expect to be able to hang with our little goats. Is it a goat?
Yeah.
Hang out with our hang with our little goats.
And we ended match day 9 with Hoffenheim making it 3 in a row with a 3-2 win against Wolfsburg.
The only thing that takes the sting out of this loss for Wolfsburg is the fact that only one team from 12 to 18 in the table won this week, which means they're sitting pretty for now, but 4 losses in their last 5 isn't good as they fail to capitalize off their win last week. Hoffenheim now with 3 straight Bundesliga wins are sitting inside the European places and sitting pretty. And Vic, kind of crazy when you look at this table because I couldn't believe it. I saw all the red down there. I was like, okay, well, they lose, but it's okay. It didn't matter too much.
Yeah, it didn't matter. We can go ahead. Those are your match day 9 matches. If we look at the table, you're going to see a familiar side up top, of course, as Bayern Munich have 9 wins in 9 games, 27 points. Of course, number 1 on the table. Also, look at their goal differential. It's crazy. 29, almost 30. Nobody else is even in double digits, which is insane. So, yeah, crown them already. We don't need to do this anymore. Let's just go. But if you were to take them out, you have a pretty interesting race as you have RB Leipzig in the number 2 spot with 22 points. Borussia Dortmund just 2 points behind them in the number 3 spot. And then Stuttgart 2 points behind them with 18 points, rounding out our top 4. And then you have Bayer Kusen tickling the top 4 in the number 5 spot. Bayer Kusen, yeah. Sorry. Bayer Leverkusen.
That's cool. That's just made up your own nickname, you know what I mean? Bayer Kusen.
My bad. I didn't even hear that, bro. I was in the zone. I was going. Bayern Leverkusen tickling our top 4 with 17 points. So 5 points between the other 4 up top. Of course, not including Bayern Munich. And it would be pretty interesting, but I think we have a champion already. And if we look at the bottom of the table, the opposite of champions this year, you have Mainz and Heidenheim fighting for last place. They both have 5 points apiece in the 17th and 18th spot, respectively. Not looking good. And they both picked up a point this past weekend as well. So not looking good for them. Borussia Mönchengladbach is still knocking on the door down there as well at the number 16 spot. They have 6 points.
Another league, another non-promoted team in the bottom 2 or 3. That was a weird way to say that, but you got what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to see. But this one's not even like Cologne. They're not even going to be close to that relegation zone. They're chilling. They're playing for Europe. Apparently, we'll see if that stays that way. But it is like that. I was going to say though, for all the domination that we've seen Bayern doing, and yeah, they're probably not going to drop too many points. They're still only 5 points ahead of Leipzig, which is crazy. I mean, let's say that they do drop a game and Leipzig wins. That's a 2-point gap. That's crazy. We don't see it happening, of course, but still, it's mathematically like Leipzig are keeping up with them, even though they got their ass whooped by them. So that's pretty cool for them.
That's pretty crazy. Good point to bring up. And then, I think it's just a little bit harder to reach with that goal differential. They're manhandling people. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be fun. We're only on week 9 and it's going to be great.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's move on to Spain.
Let's do it to La Liga. Smooth music. And it was La Liga match day 11. We'll jump right into it with the top matches and headlines for La Liga match day 11. And it started with number 1, the Basque Derby delivers.
It didn't matter that both teams are struggling big time this season. They came to play and to win against their rivals, and the goals came in back. They were back and forth, but La Real got it done at the death and make it back-to-back wins on a rainy night in San Sebastian. And I don't know what's up with the weather over there in Europe, but in Italy and in parts of Spain, like it was downpour. It was raining, sloppy. Maybe this is just a rainy season. I don't know, but it's getting bad. I was thinking about it. We were in Italy in early October, right? Or was it late October?
I don't remember.
I want to say it was early, right? Let's see.
Yeah,
it was. Okay. Wow. Well, whatever. Mid-October. Okay. Producers in the ear. Yeah, producers in the ear here. I like how every time they talk, you have to actual.
I gotta show you guys. Producers in the ear.
Mid-October. Okay, but it wasn't rainy when we were in Italy, but it has been downpouring in some of these areas, and the Basque Derby was no difference.
Yeah, and then we go on to our number 2 top match or headline. It is the GOAT with a brace.
Antony leads Betis to a 3-0 win over Mallorca with 2 goals and an assist. The 2 goals were amazing outside of the box shots, and he was running circles around Mallorca all night. He was great for Mallorca. He was great for Betis last year, and he's hitting a new level this season, scoring 4 goals and an assist in the last 3 matches. Just incredible stuff for Antony, and I'm glad he's back because I did not want to see him over there with Manchester United.
Dude, you'd be, well, I don't think him and Man U actually get together very well. So
yeah,
I don't know how well he would be doing. But with Real Betis, definitely GOAT. Best player ever. Those are your top matches and headlines for La Liga match day 11. Let's go ahead and jump into the matches that we had. And it all started on Friday as Getafe get it done against Girona 2-1.
Getafe pick up 3 vital points against Girona. Back-to-back wins puts Getafe just outside the European places, but Girona have now fallen back to the bottom and are really struggling for points this season.
And then Saturday was a great day for the home teams as it started off with Villarreal making a statement for the top of the table as they rout Rayo Vallecano 4-0.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop putting Rayo in these matchups to watch from now on because a 4-0 defeat after winning 3 straight. I had more faith and maybe, shame on me, but I had more faith that they would get it done. and more faith than I should have, I guess. But we know Villarreal would be a tough out, especially at home. I just didn't see it going down like this, even though Vic told me that it would be because I put them in the top matches to watch.
You got the snooze curse, but Saturday continued with Atleti getting a 3-0 win at home against Sevilla.
It was easy work for Atleti to get their third win in a row, and they cruised past Sevilla, who, funny enough, got their third loss in a row. With Atleti in full form right now and playing much better, it's sad that they're already 8 points behind Real Madrid in the title race because I don't think they can catch it.
And our next matchup had Real Sociedad taking home a 3-2 win against the visiting Athletic Club.
La Real have struggled for points this season and now have made it back-to-back wins over the Basque rivals, at their Basque rivals, Athletic Club and Sevilla. It's the opposite for Athletic Club as they fall into back-to-back games and are not, they're falling below mid-table and have a ton of work to do. I don't know what's going on with this side, but to lose a Basque derby like this, it's either going to be one team is struggling or one team is starting to ascend, and it looks, I don't want to put too much emphasis on that because there's only 2 matches, but it does look like our Real Sociedad have turned a corner. I don't know why they're our Real Sociedad, but they are, I guess. I just said it.
And Saturday ended the way it began with a 4-0 home win. This time Real Madrid beating Valencia.
All the home teams won?
Saturday and Friday.
Yep. Wow, Saturday and Friday. Okay. Real Madrid make easy work of Valencia as they continue to go on a tear through La Liga. Mbappe with the brace. Jude makes it goals in back-to-back matches as he gets back in form. And Valencia are free-falling and not in crisis mode yet, but I emphasize the yet because they are very close to being in a full-on crisis.
Yeah, and this was a match day for home teams. They all won except for one draw and one away win, and that away win was Celta Vigo continuing to 4 games unbeaten as they get the 2-1 win on the road against Levante.
Vic, it's kind of crazy. Celta hadn't won a game in the first 9 matches, and now they have won back-to-back matches and are climbing up the table. They're at mid-table now or around there. Levante gave them a fight, but fell short in the end with the stoppage time winner stunning the home crowd.
And we continue as Alaves get the 2-1 win against the visiting Espanyol.
Alaves spoil Espanyol's win streak and bring themselves closer in the table in the process. And now my surprising team of the season, Espanyol, has to try and start the win streak over again this weekend. Not a good time for them to get an award, Vic.
Our next matchup had the continuous return to earth for Elche supporters as they fall 3-1 against Barcelona.
Speaking of streaks ending, Elche have now only won once in their last 5 matches, and Barca gets back on track after losing El Clasico. But I'm not giving up on Elche yet. Elche were down a goal and hit the post in what could have been an equalizer, and they hit the post again when they were down 3-1, where they eventually stayed. They're playing great football right now, and I think they'll get back to winning ways when the schedule eases up a bit for them.
And then Sunday ended with the goal Anthony getting a pair of goals on the way to a 3-0 win for Real Betis against Mallorca.
Betis get back to winning ways after dropping points in the last 2 matches. As I mentioned earlier, Anthony was the man of the match, but Betis were just the better side here and looked like a top 4 team in La Liga. Well, maybe top 5 or 6 because there's a lot of good teams, but either way, they're one of the top echelon teams in La Liga.
Then we had Monday Night Football, but it fell a little flat as Oviedo and Osasuna draw 0-0.
And we don't talk about those here, so I'm not going to say much other than not a good showing for Monday Night Football. Come on, let's get something. I had a feeling this one wasn't going to be great when I was looking at the schedule, but still, yeah, give us something, Give us something.
Yeah. Oh, well, it happens. I'm telling you, man, it's like NFL's Thursday Night Football. It's just like, okay, we got to put some kind of prime time thing. You know what I'm saying? We got to get them some kind of spotlight, so. Not the greatest matchup, but it was a Monday night thing. They had their own screen time.
It's all good. It's all good. I was hoping, there'd be a goal at least, something to talk about. But it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you wanted to go through the table already. I was going to steal your thunder there. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
But I was just going to say, nothing changes after this match day. And looking at Real Madrid's, I don't want to call it status, but I guess. It's not as dominant as Bayern's is in the Bundesliga, but it's pretty damn close, Vic. They are really good this season.
Yeah, but they've also played 2 more games as well. They're on match day 11, and they have 30 points. They're in the number 1 spot. They're followed by Barcelona with 25 points, 5 points behind them. And when you have 5 points on Barcelona, kind of says something as well. Right. In the number 3 spot is Villarreal with 23 points, and then rounding out our top 4 is Atletico Madrid with 22 points. I like saying Atletico Madrid. It's just better.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you do you, bud.
And then in our tickling, our top 4 is the GOAT, Real Betis and Antony with 19 points in that Europa League spot. And then if we look at the bottom of the table, we just talked about Oviedo, but we'll start with Valencia in the number 18 spot. They have 9 points. First team to be relegated. The season ended today. Oviedo, like we said, ended in a 0-0 draw for Monday Night Football. They have 8 points in the relegation zone as well, with in the 19th spot. And then Girona holding up the rest of the table after match day 11 with 7 measly points. Not to mention, they've gotten 6 of those in the past 6 weeks, which is insane. So they were doing even worse there for a while. But Girona, maybe they're trying to get some sort of a resemblance of winning ways. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore, though.
And our streak of leagues with teams that were promoted not being in the bottom 3 ends here, because Oviedo over there just not doing us proud. But I mean, what 1 point gets you to 16th? That's crazy. There's a
it does.
We're not too far into this, so it is what it is. But I think it'll start to stretch out a bit. Not like the top of the table with Real Madrid tearing through it. It is weird to see though, because you see there's 1 loss for Real Madrid, 10 wins, and you see Barca's like 1 draw and 2 losses already. It doesn't even compute because it happens so sparingly. The 2 losses are recent, but it's just, I don't know. It feels like it's closer than it actually is when you look at the table. 5 points, big gap. I mean, they just beat them, so maybe we still have 1 Clasico to go. Maybe that changes, but it feels like, what is this, November 3rd? It feels like it's Real Madrid's to lose already, Vic. At least in my mind.
Yeah, I think so too. They've been playing damn well too, so they've earned it.
Xabi Alonso's first season too. This is just got me hype. I forgot all about the storylines, everything behind it. But this is a good showing for Xabi Alonso. Way to go. Bayer Leverkusen, not so much, but this team. Anything else in the table?
All good
in the league.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it then. Let's go to our final league, and that's in England.
Let's do it then to the Prem.
A similar piece of news before we jump into it, but this one I kind of made into one of our headlines, so I won't say it. I won't spoil it for the crowd, Vic. There's similar news. Going to give you a little hint there.
Well, then let's go ahead and jump into them then. Now, don't keep the people waiting as we go into our top matches and headlines for Premier League Match Day 10, starting with number 1. Finally, the losing streak is over.
I felt the rush of excitement that one finally, or the relief, I guess you'd call it.
Yes.
Liverpool get it done in a 2-0 win over Villa, and this was far from a sure thing since coming in with both clubs on completely different trajectories. Villa being one of the hottest teams in the Prem, but not anymore because the champs are off the mat, Vic.
Yes, what a sigh of relief. You are correct, and we'll go more into that match a little bit later as well. But great to see finally get back on the winning ways. But let's go ahead and go on to our number 2 match, which is City striking back.
After falling to Villa last weekend, this matchup with Bournemouth was crucial for City as they try to stay on Arsenal's heels. And it wasn't particularly close as they win 3-1. Haaland had himself a day, and City bring the cherries back down to earth a bit. And not as fun as I thought it was going to be because City just dominated, Vic.
Yeah, did, and they looked back to their winning ways, and as much as it pains me to see, Man City's number 2, Liverpool's number 3. Like I said, nature's healing in the short, but also it would be great to be above Man City. I don't like really seeing them number 2, but we'll go into the table as well a little bit later.
Well, I did mention it too. Tyler Adams also scored in this one, so go USA. That's awesome. USA. And if you didn't watch it, Haaland, when he scored his first goal, he hit the robot and he was like doing his robot moves, and I'm like, I mean, it's pretty funny. He's a machine because he's scoring goals at a ridiculous rate, but robot. Okay, I'll take it.
And we'll go on to number 3 then, and it is Vitor no more for Wolves.
Wolves sacked Vitor Pereira after their loss to Fulham. It leaves them bottom of the table without a win for the first 10 matches of the season. The sacking comes just weeks after he signed a new long-term contract with the club, but 2 points and 8 losses couldn't be ignored as the tone around the club and its fans was turning toxic, Vic. And we mentioned earlier, whenever these clubs sack a manager, they still have to pay them. Well, the dude in September signed a long-term contract. I think it was like an extra year or two. I mean, they got to pay that out. That's crazy. Dude, he's getting a fat check and not even going to be working for them anymore.
Sabotage. He sabotaged himself. He just want to go retire.
Fair enough.
Got that money, go retire. Power to you. But those are your top matches and headlines for Premier League Match Day 10. And let's go ahead and get into the matches. We started Match Day 10 with Crystal Palace getting things back in order with a 2-0 win against Brentford.
Palace in their 3-game slump without a win, and they stopped Brentford's winning streak at 2. I don't know if we learned a ton here. We knew Palace were a better team, and Brentford showed they won't be in the relegation scrap. But other than that, not a ton to learn here.
And Saturday continued with a 2-2 draw between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. But more importantly, Snooze, a reset on the 5-win-in-a-row haircut for our boy Frank.
Yeah. That was like one of the first things I thought about too. Like, damn it, man, he was so close. 5. I think I was listening to the Athletic, as I usually do, and their podcast. They're saying like even some of the best teams on their best runs don't win 5 games in a row. So what was this guy thinking?
I don't know, man.
It's crazy. But anyway, Amad Diallo saves Manchester United from an embarrassing defeat against Forest with his 81st minute equalizer, and it almost gave them all 3 points in stoppage time, but his shot was cleared off the line, and they draw 2-2. United don't have egg on their face, but they just had to win here because now we're all back to wondering if they're good or not again. And of course, the haircuts reset as well.
Yeah. Our next matchup had Arsenal taking care of business with a 2-0 road win against Burnley.
Another game, another win via set piece goals for Arsenal. Again, as long as they win, they won't care. But it's just crazy how good they are at set pieces, dead ball, set pieces, whatever you want to call them, dead ball situations. Burnley did what they could, but they weren't that good against the Gunners because the Gunners are just too good right now. You see how many times I say good in one sentence, Vic? But either way, Arsenal continuing to run the table in the Prem.
And we continue on with the newly promoted Leeds taking another L, losing 3-0 to Brighton.
Brighton were all over Leeds in this one, showing that they were on another level at the moment, and the loss sends Leeds closer to that drop zone, while Brighton get right back on track. And the loss to United after the loss to United last week, Brighton though 3-0, great bounce back.
And moving on, as Fulham using the lowly Wolves to end their skid as they win at home 3-0.
As we said in the preview, if Fulham couldn't break their losing streak against this terrible Wolves side, then they would most likely join them in a relegation celebration, we'll call it, Vic. But they destroyed Wolves, and it was all set up by a first half red card. And as you know now, Vitor Pereira was sacked, and 3-0 win for Fulham.
Our next match had Chelsea getting the 1-0 win on the road against Tottenham.
It was a close, tense, scrappy 1-0 win for Chelsea, who, like we mentioned in the preview, always beat Spurs in the Prem, and nothing's going to change ever. This was a home match for Spurs, and they were outshot 15-3, with Chelsea having 9 on target to Spurs' 1 in a home match. It was absolutely disgusting. This was not a good look for Thomas Frank's boys in front of their home fans. And we got to see some change here. There's got to be something that just jumpstarts the way that they were playing, because they're playing defensively sound. I mean, giving up a goal isn't too bad, but you can't go through a home game with only 1 shot on target, Vic. That is just insane.
Rough. Sorry for you guys. They're still number 7 on the table, so not terrible.
Yeah, not bad.
The gust across England as Reds all through Europe breathe a sigh of relief as Liverpool pick up the 2-0 win against Aston Villa.
It was a tense match that even though it felt like Liverpool had all the momentum in, they just couldn't get that first goal until Emi Martinez makes a dumb mistake, passes it directly to Mo Salah, who passes the ball into the open net. From there, Liverpool knew they needed to get the second goal to secure the win, and they get it by none other than Ryan Gravenberch in the 58th minute. they coasted to victory from there and in Aston Villa's win streak. Vic, we talked about it before the show in the preview, and Villa were absolutely on a tear. I can't say that I saw a 2-0 coming from Liverpool, especially after this streak that they were on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad pass and a bad deflection. Honestly, I think we just got more luck, kind of like how we started the season. Either that or we went and got our talent back from the Monstars, which was Aston Villa.
That's true. You beat them.
We were doing the exact opposite there for a while. So, yeah, it was a good win. And again, sigh of relief for everybody, but good on them. But we'll go ahead and move on to Sunday. And Sunday started with the relegation-threatened West Ham getting a much-needed 3 points against the visiting Newcastle.
This was the surprise of the weekend by far. I'd like to say Liverpool beating Aston Villa, but it's not really a surprise. Like, Liverpool is a pretty damn good team. West Ham, however, are not. Nuno gets his first win of as the Hammers manager, and they pile on the inconsistent Newcastle. 3-1 flatters West Ham a bit since it was 2-1 and Newcastle were throwing everything to find the equalizer. And of course, they give up the late goal to go down 3-1. But either way, West Ham get it done and Newcastle continue to flounder in the Prem. They're not flounder. They're just not themselves. They're still doing great in the competition in the Champions League. But as far as the Prem, man, they are giving up points left and right, especially to teams that they shouldn't be.
Sir, and our other Sunday match had Manchester City pulling off a big 3-1 win against Bournemouth.
I thought this was going to be a much closer one than it was. Bournemouth had looked amazing all season, and even in their closer matches, still hung in there and fought, but they were just overrun in this one by City. City were running at the back line with numbers over and over again. Ryan Cherky was feeding in Haaland. I mean, run after run. It was just insane. Haaland won't miss many chances when he has one-on-one with the keeper. It was a huge result for City as Arsenal and Liverpool also won, but it does raise a few questions on this Cherry side. 3-1. I mean, I heard a stat that Bournemouth has never gotten even a point at the Etihad. So, I mean, that's history right there, and it proves it again.
Sucks. And we ended match day 10 with Monday Night Football, and Monday Night Football had Everton going on the road and picking up a 1-1 draw with Sunderland.
It was a great match for Sunderland. All the way. I mean, it felt like they were going to win it at one point, but they went down, they came back, and it really felt like they had Everton on the ropes going into the closing seconds of this match. Not even the closing seconds, probably the final 30 minutes, in my opinion. Danny P might have something to say different, but either way, Everton, they had a chance to get it done, couldn't. It's 1-1. And I think that's okay with both teams. Sunderland probably feels like they drop points here. But, of course, like we always say here, Iliman Ndiaye is just really, really good. He danced between like 6 defenders, scored. I mean, that guy is just so good. He's definitely not going to be on Everton for too much longer, Vic.
And we'll see. And those are your matches for Premier League match day 10. Pretty fun weekend. And if we can go ahead and bring up the table, you can see that your boys, the wrong kind of red, but Arsenal are in the number 1 spot still. They actually have a 6-point gap ever since I was gloating about Liverpool having a 5-point gap. They have 25 points in the number 1 spot, followed by Manchester City, who have 19 points in the number 2 spot. Liverpool, Sunderland, and Bournemouth all have 18 points in the 3, 4, and 5 spot, respectively. Bournemouth, of course, taking that Europa League spot. Behind them are your Tottenham Hotspur Snooze. They're not that far behind. They have 17 points. Also tied with Chelsea and Man City with 17 points as well, fighting to get into European competition conversations. And we can also talk about championship conversations down at the bottom of the table. As you see, West Ham United with 7 measly points in the 18th spot. Nottingham Forest behind them, one of the best stories from last year, now in the 19th spot with 6 measly points. And then, of course, your Wolverhampton Wanderers, 2 measly points. And they both came in the last 6 weeks. But, yeah, holding up the rest of the table, not looking good for them. Changes were in order, obviously. And, yeah, I think for good reason.
Vic, well, I'm rolling over my mic cord here, but I was just going to say, so Oviedo are the only team in all of the leagues we cover that is a promoted side in the bottom 3. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Burnley and Leeds are fighting to get back down there, though. They're 17 and 16.
But, they're fighting to get back down there. They are,
but there's a gap there. There's 3 and 4 against that relegation, 3 and 4 points above that relegation line. So
okay.
Getting funky.
Interesting observation here. And we are a quarter through the season. So next episode, we will have our awards for these leagues that are finally at the first quarter mark of the season. Vic, I think that's it for the leagues, though. And I think we're at 51 minutes. So look at us. We're making good on time. We're going to go quickly over the UEFA competitions now. So let's do it. Let's jump into UEFA competitions. Yeah, I was trying to lead my boy into it,
Not bad.
Yeah, there we go. We'll start with the Conference League because this is where one of the better matchups, and I say better, it's in quotations. It's one of the matches that we are excited for because it's two teams that we cover in a Conference League match, and that is Mainz versus Fiorentina, two clubs that absolutely suck in their leagues in the Bundesliga and the Serie A respectively, but someone's got to, well, actually I would say someone's got to win. No, that's not true. They could draw, but we'll find out. Either way, I'm interested to see how this one plays out. This one will be in Mainz. So I think so. Is that right? Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was sure that it was it, but then I said it and I was not sure anymore. That happens from time to time. It's okay. Okay, so that's the match that's going on in the Conference League. That is Thursday at 11:45. So it's actually not even one of the later matches, which is going to be great for us. Vic, we can get to watch that one solo. Another matchup for a team that we covered: Rayo Vallecano taking on Lech Poznan, a team that they hopefully can get some points with because they've been struggling. They struggled in this last matchup, but Vic would say that's my curse. Crystal Palace versus AZ Alkmaar. We also have, that is it, actually. That is the only teams that we cover there. Vic, anything stand out to you here?
No, not really. I think Mainz and Fiorentina is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, that's like the main one, right?
Yeah, and we can see... I don't want to say
who sucks less.
I don't know.
Who sucks less.
We can see how they do outside of their leagues. How about that? We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see how they do outside of the leagues. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's move it along to the Europa League, where we have a few teams in here that will be watching. Freiburg taking on Nice. They go on the road. And we also have RB. Nope, that's not Leipzig. Sorry, I almost said RB Leipzig. That is Salzburg. But the reason why I was bringing it up, though, is because they are going against our go-ahead Eagles, who we don't cover, but we cover. You know what I mean? Like, we cover them here. We also get to see Nottingham Forest take on Sturm Graz, Aston Villa versus Maccabi Tel Aviv, Stuttgart versus Feyenoord, Fenerbahce, Victoria Pilsen. That's not teams we cover, but it's just those are interesting matchups there. Also, Real Betis taking on Lyon, Roma taking on Rangers, and Bologna taking on Bran. Just Bran. Like, it's just and even their logo, you see, it just says Bran. Like, okay, well,
it's shaped like a 3-eye atlas.
What is a 3-eye atlas?
It's a nerd joke. It's like Comet. That's
Interstellar.
Somebody got it out there. If you got it,
stop it.
Put it in the comments to show.
No one got that. No one knows what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Our producer J Fam knows what I'm talking about. So
no, that's not. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, type in what is a third eye or whatever, and we'll see what happens.
3-eye.
Okay. Now let's go to the Champions League. A lot of really good matchups this week, Vic. We have Napoli taking on Eintracht Frankfurt with Napoli. It seemed like they're getting him back into the swing of things. Obviously, the draw with Como, the 0-0, isn't as fun. Arsenal taking on our Slavia Praha in what I don't know the name of the stadium actually in Prague. Let's put it that way. So hopefully we can see Slavia Praha with a win there, because who cares about Arsenal? Atletico Madrid taking on Union Saint-Gilloise, and then the big match on Tuesday is Liverpool versus Real Madrid, and they come in here with a win. Real Madrid obviously on fire. We just talked about them. Vic, how you feeling?
I'm fighting for my life over here, man. We got Real Madrid, then we have Man City next week. It's gonna be tough, bro. It's not going good.
It's gonna be some fun matches for the what's it called? The neutral fan.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for the neutral fan. I'm already out of fingernails from Austin FC and the last Liverpool game, but it's gonna be much of the same.
Well, we also get Spurs versus Copenhagen, Juventus versus Sporting, and then I can't believe that they didn't put this one on Wednesday because I want to be able to watch both of these matches, but the biggest match of the weekend, well, I don't want to say biggest, no disrespect to Liverpool.
No,
PSG.
it's gotta be the biggest match. Yeah.
PSG versus Bayern. I mean, these two teams, like PSG, are unstoppable, and I'm not in Liga. They've dropped a couple matches, but Bayern haven't lost a single match in any competition they played this season. This one's going to be so fun, interesting, super. I was going to say super excited to watch it, but you know that already. I mean, I don't have any other superlatives for this match.
Super duper. How about that?
Super duper fun. Yeah. I'm also super duper pissed that it's like Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern, and Spurs playing all. Not that many people.
2:00. Yeah, Central, all the same time.
All right, cool. Yeah, no problem. And then we go to the matches on Wednesday, and there's not a high-profile matchup at all like these. Why couldn't Bayern and PSG been on the next one? But either way, not to say that these matches are bad. We do have Villarreal versus Pafos, Chelsea versus Karabag, Manchester City. I don't know why I just busted but Manchester City versus Dortmund. Newcastle, they are hosting Athletic Club. We also get Benfica hosting Leverkusen. Barcelona going on the road to Club Brugge. Inter get Kairat. And Atalanta go on the road to face Marseille. Now, again, those are all great matches, Vic. But, I mean, come on. PSG, Bayern, Liverpool, Real Madrid. We couldn't split those up. They had to be at the same damn time. Oh, man. Okay. Obviously, this one, I usually ask you what's the matches that you're most excited for. The match that your team's playing in is going to be awesome. And so is PSG versus Bayern. So we don't even have to ask that question. The real question is, do you feel like Bayern are going to get the win against PSG?
I mean, they haven't showed a weakness at all. I think they still do, but PSG just have so much firepower. It's a great team playing all throughout PSG's game. So I don't know, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm probably going to watch that over Liverpool, honestly. I have no idea. I'm still a little scared, but I'll be switching back to Liverpool every now and then. So
hey, just watch what's it called? Golazo.
There you go.
It's gonna be a fun 2:00 kickoff tomorrow. Obviously I'm going for Bayern because I want Harry Kane to win everything and anything there is to win. But man, yeah, you're right. PSG, after how we saw them end last season and then coming into this season, they're just so damn good. Well, Bayern, if there's any way to go by it, Bayern beat Leverkusen 3-0. PSG beat them 7-2. So, yeah, there's a big difference there as well. We'll see. I don't know if Bayern has a weakness, though, and this will be the match that they get tested in. Maybe the first one all season. We'll find out. But I think that's it, Vic. Anything else to cover here?
All good on my side.
Okay, DJ, play our music. Vic, take us home.
Well, again, everyone, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk about some European football with us. Be sure to like us on all of our social medias. Everything is at No Business Soccer Podcast, except for TikTok, except for Twitter. That is at No Biz Sock Pod because those names are way too damn long. Be sure to follow us as well because we're going to start posting a few more shorts, a few more just not maybe completely show-related things, but soccer-related things to interact with you guys a little bit more. And everyone enjoy the time off. We enjoy these conference Europa League games, Champions League games. It's going to be fun, and we will all talk to you very soon.
Peace.